Hey, what's going on, guys? So I just want to make kind of like an impromptu video. I have so many different video projects lined up, but today I ran a Coliseum with the Soul Reaper axe, and yeah, it was a pretty good run. And I want to kind of show you guys some interesting solves and maybe just kind of chat around about the Soul Reaper axe and doing melee Coliseum. So this run, I mean, you'll see here. I just want to kind of show you guys how I start every wave, how I deal with the Fremenix, how I kind of plan out the wave. You kind of start them all off like the same way though. Like what you want to do is you want to start at the A tile every beginning of every wave, and then just run to that start tile as soon as you hit continue. There'll be more examples of this. Now with melee, I have to drag these guys behind there, so if you're ranging, you don't have to ever go north of the northwest pillar. However, if you're melee, you're going to have to kind of get used to that. It does make it a lot more fun though, so I do highly recommend trying out melee. Now, oh god. Okay, this is pretty straightforward, so easy solve. Yeah, pretty easy. Um, I mean, I think a Blood Fury is good if you're learning as well. Like, if I would recommend doing like a budget setup, so maybe try bringing like Bandos, a whip, Infernal Cape if you have it, Fire Cape if not. And a Vernic is ideal, but I mean a Dragon Defender if you're really on a budget. And yeah, just honestly send some Kalos. So here we got Myopia, very free. The wave is also very free. We've got Manticore in the back there. Mage coming in. We don't even have to go north. He's in the right spot. I'm trying to get better at dealing with those Fremenix, so trying to be a bit more fluid with those movements, switching the prayers. But yeah. Sorry, I always gotta lock in whenever I'm fighting the Manticores. Bear with me. Yeah, super free wave. Major's in a good spot. Melee's there. But yeah, I think with the setup I mentioned earlier, so with a whip, kind of, bring your best 3 items, but your death fees should be less than like 100k. My death fees are 500k just because of I'm bringing Oathplate. Um, Now, the thing is it's not necessary. Like those upgrades, they're just nice to have. So Myopia again, free. Yeah, the Ranger's fallen in the right place. Yep, free wave again. Um, so honestly, yeah, this run is pretty good so far. Pretty straightforward, like not hard at all. But we'll see. Coliseum's one of those things where it feels really easy, feels really free, and then boom, just one misflick and you're done. I actually do have a really good example of that earlier today. Yeah, I did up to like wave 5 like perfectly, and then just out of nowhere I got one shot by the Manticore with Manti Mayhem on. Pretty funny, pretty good stuff. Yeah, they're in cycles, so now, I wouldn't dedicate a whole video on dealing with the stacks. Like, honestly, I think shorts might be better for that. So maybe I'll do some shorts. And yeah, if you guys need some help with actually solving the stacks, easy enough. I always say to just get creative. Do the easiest solve as possible, though. Like, that's, like, my biggest advice. Like, you know, we always ego trip, and sometimes we bite a little bit more than we can chew, and sometimes that just leads to us just planking. So, maybe just go for the easiest solve. So here I just want to kind of drag the melee out. Easy enough. pray the Manticore, and then boom. That's it. Easiest solve every time. Utilize your Saradomin God War, Saradomin God Sword spec. Preserve your HP, preserve your prayer. With a melee setup, you have more space for your prayers and brews. Honestly, I barely touch the food. Like, I have it like just in case. Um, but generally speaking, if you have a Saradomin God Sword, you're starting off most waves like pretty much full health. Um, the only time the brews come in handy is when you have like a really bad spawn, or like let's say you made a really bad mistake and you need to heal at the end of a wave. That's when the brews come into play. But otherwise, you should just be kind of using more of your super restores and just kind of focus on flicking your prayers properly. And let's see what we got here. So, okay, Myopia 3, free. That's the one thing I love about Melee, is just Myopia is just very, very, it's the obvious choice. Always take it if you can. Okay. Only a little botched, but I that was a pretty smooth Fremenic. Sorry, I thought that was gonna mess me up, but we're good. We're good. We're laughing. So I'm in a bad spot right now because the Minotaur can spawn and get trapped behind the Manticore, so we don't want that. Ideally, I kill this guy and oh, I guess we're not even on Minotaur yet. Okay, never mind. We're good. We're laughing. Jump the gun. Sometimes, you go through the waves so fast, you kind of forget which one you're on. Generally speaking, you pray range on every wave except for, I think it's like 7, 8, and 11, maybe. So yeah. Also, I like to color code my guys, I think it makes everything a lot easier. Just use better NPC highlight, right click them, and yeah, mark their tiles under them, their respective colors. So this, yeah, it's just free. Now, one thing I do find is that sometimes I do a little too much. Like, I'm focusing on too many things. Just focus on flicking if you're not comfortable yet. Over time, you'll get better. Like, even there. See, I ran a prayer, and, I probably should have kept an eye on that, but no one's perfect. We move on. Even when it's just a Manticore, I always pay attention because there's been so many times where I said it was free and then a Manticore just took me out just like that. Okay, so these, all bad. All bad. I don't like any of these, but you know what? We're risking it, okay? Um, so pretty free wave though here. So nothing too bad, but I really don't like, I think it's called fealty. Um, yeah, I mean, just starting with not being able to raise your HP, it just doesn't feel good. I mean, ideally, like, you're not really making many mistakes, so it's not the biggest deal, but you know, you, when you have less health, you can't overheal as well. It kind of defeats the purposes of brews sometimes, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but easy wave, easy solve, waiting out the Minotaur. Yeah, of course he walks behind. So with the Minotaurs, this is what you want to do to drag him out. This is going to happen to you sometimes. What you want to do is you want to click down, see that minnow drag tile? You want to click there while praying range, and that'll actually just drag the Minotaur out and then run back behind your pillar. So let's take a look here. And yep, so pray ranged. Of course. So you do gotta wait a little bit. I always just run back just to be safe, just because I've had a lot of times where NPCs are in the back, like behind the ranger or behind the minotaur, or sorry, behind the manticore, and yeah, honestly, like they can just sometimes sneak up and kill you just one hit. So always be cautious when you're walking out of the pillar. But otherwise, free. You know, the trick to this whole content is killing every NPC one at a time. And I'm just going to go ahead and speed this part up just because, you know, the wave's pretty much solved and I don't want to waste your time. All right, now, if only it was always like that. Okay, so here, again, all bad. Like, Fealty 1 is okay, but Fealty 2 and Fealty 3, things get a little dicey, because you can only really take, like, one hit from Soul. So that's what I always think about whenever I'm picking my invos. I just think about what's going to make Soul easier, because you just want to make that fight as easy as possible, because, like, it is pretty free, but, you know, anything can happen, and sometimes you just mess up. You have a brain lag for 1 second, and you're done. Soul just takes you out, and that's your run. So make things as easy as possible. That's what I always recommend. So here, once again, pretty free. I'm gonna fast forward here, just to kind of save some time for y'all. All right, easy rounds. So here, I mean, here Doom is the best option. Some people aren't uncomfortable with it. Doom 1, 15 hits. It's pretty free. You might as well just take that one. So double self spawn here. So I just want to see how the Manticore is going to charge. Okay. So since they were both ranged, I thought it was pretty easy. So I just kind of stood there, and they're attacking on the same tick. Uh, However, I do need to drag them over. So what I want to do here is also I want to take this Manticore out before the Minotaur spawns, or else it'll fully heal him. So this one is a little tricky. But yeah. Alright, let me lock in. Okay. So, no, bad. Bad, we don't like this. However, it fixed itself. So, the Minotaur, I can tell here that the Minotaur is attacking me first, then the Manticore. So, as soon as the Minotaur attacks, I switch to prey range, and I go back to cycle. Easy enough. I got super lucky here. A lot of people may have panicked and may have died. Just don't panic. You know, just let it go. Worst case, you just pay Death's Coffer and you try again. And easy, just like that. This wave we can solve it just how we normally solve our waves. Well, actually, I mean, it is normally how we solve it, but because they're both ranged, starting off at range, it makes it a lot easier. There's no off-ticking required. Just run out, pray range, just focus on the Manticore. Well, focus your prayers on the Manticore, and that's about it. The ranger's in line with him, so you're all good. Yeah, I'm just gonna speed those moments up. So here, all bad once again. So we're taking Doom 2, but not great. These are not good. I'd rather something like Volatility, but you know that's that's what we have to deal with at Coliseum with the RNG. So honestly though, easy wave though. Just flick the Manticore. Focus on killing these guys. Honestly, dealing with these frenemies wasn't too hard. So honestly, overall, really free wave. Yeah, I'll just speed this up because honestly, this wave is very free. So, yeah, speed. Actually, never mind. Never mind. It's not free. Not ideal. So there, yeah. So luckily I killed the Manticore in time, but there the mage was hitting when I was praying melee. So, not ideal. Not ideal at all. But that's the one thing about melee though is that you are a bit more accurate than ranging. I remember with using Bofa on my first few quiver runs, it just felt like you're so slow. The lack of DPS really affects you. I mean, you feel safer because you can kind of safe spot a lot of double stealth spawns, but just go with melee. I recommend is just because once you're comfortable, just because that DPS check will save you. Like there, if I was ranging, I most likely would have died, unless you have like a T-bow or something. But if you have a T-bow, you're probably not watching me. You're probably just doing T-bow things, making money. So I'm gonna speed this part up again, and see you guys in the next wave. All right, all right. So I know I've been saying every invo has been bad. This is terrible. Do not take Doom 3. Do not take Frailty 3. Red flag, you normally never take this. Normally. However, I don't care if I fall, if I plank, so I'm going to take it and let's just pray to the RNG gods. And our prayers have been answered. This is like the most free wave possible. Um, I mean, actually, I could have still gone. I can still get pretty unlucky here. It really depends on how the mage comes out. If the mage comes out with the Minotaur, I may have to flick them both, which, I mean, if they hit me on the same tick, I'm kind of screwed. But yeah, we'll see let's see what we got. Okay, absolutely free, very easy, and yeah, I'm gonna speed this part up because we just deal with the wave normally. No, I feel like I sound like a broken record, but like all bad. You do not want to take any of these ever. I mean, the loot's not amazing for me to take, so I'm gonna pick one. But generally speaking, no, don't take Totemic. Not good. And then if you notice too, that last wave, I did run to the South Pillar. There's no shame in running. Just run if you have to. It makes it easier, it makes your life easier. If something isn't working, like right there was a mage in the back that was hitting me, that was ruining how I would normally solve that. So I just ran south. That's it. put your melee gear on, put your prey mage on, and flick the manticore, and that's all it is. But yeah, here, I I mean, Doom 3 is 5 hits. I'm more worried about the kind of flicking the melee attack on Soul. That's what I'm mostly worried about because that kind of always hits me, or if like a crystal hits me. So Doom 3, I really don't like. Frailty 3, you can just die in one hit from the crystals, so that's why I highly recommend not taking that. Totemic, I guess I take Totemic. Like, I guess that's probably the easiest one. Um, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Let's deal with it. Now with the soul fight, I always try to go on one of the sides at least, just because I like kind of um, batching all of his, I guess the tiles he marks on the ground. I like kind of messing those ones up around here, and then I can have more open space later on in the fight in the middle. So yep, just like that. I want to mess up his tile. Or I want to mess up these tiles, not the ones in the middle there. I really don't like that attack. I feel like I get hit by it all the time. And yeah, so that's one stack of Doom. If I have Doom 3, I can only take 4 more of those, which that's kind of a lot. So there we go. Dodged all those, but I really don't like having to deal with that attack. It just hurts. Okay, so here's my first time dealing with this. Nice. I missed it there, but ideally you want to get the perfect timing down. But, you know, as long as you're not taking damage, it's not the biggest deal. Yep. And just like that, the run was going so well, and just one mess up like that, and it could be over. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully that was a little informative, and you know, even if you've done a lot of completions, sometimes you still end up losing. Thanks everyone. Take care. Actually, but before we go, I want to show you here's a little bonus clip of me dying a stupid way. So I died for this dragon arrow. Look at this. I messed up the timing and boom. Just like that. Well, enjoy.